All right, so we got Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. This is El Alquimista in Spanish, South American author. I'm your boy, Marcoelboriken. We have part 6-7, and let's get into it. It says, llevaron a los dos a un campamento militar de las inmediaciones. It says that they brought them to a military encampment in the vicinity. Un soldado empujó al muchacho y al alquimista al interior de una tienda. One of the soldiers pushed the young man and the alchemist to the interior of a encampment or store. Era una tienda diferente de las que había conocido en el oasis. Ahí estaba un comandante reunido con su estado mayor. There was this encampment tent store that they were pushed into was different than the ones that he had gotten to know back in the oasis. And inside there was a sort of like general that was together with the majority of his, it says estado, I mean that could be like a state, but you get the pictures with all his reinforcements and stuff. Son los espías, dijo uno de los hombres. These are the spies, said one of the men. Somos solamente viajeros, respondió el alquimista. The alchemist says, we're just travelers. Se vio en el campamento enemigo hace 3 días. We saw them, or they were seen in the encampment of the enemy 3 days ago. Y conversaba con uno de los guerreros. And they were speaking with the soldiers there too. The alchemist says, soy un hombre que camina por el desierto y conoce las estrellas. I'm just a man that walks the desert and knows the stars, said the alchemist. No tengo informaciones de tropas o movimiento de los clanes. He's like, I don't have information about those troops or the movements of those clans and tribes. Solo guiaba a mi amigo hasta aquí. It's like I was only guiding my friend here up until here. ¿Quién es tu amigo? Preguntó el comandante. Who is your friend? Asked the lead general, the commander. The alchemist says, un alquimista. He says he's an alchemist. Conoce los poderes de la naturaleza y desea mostrar al comandante su capacidad extraordinaria. He's like, this guy, oh, he's an alchemist. He knows about the nature, or he knows about nature itself, and he wishes to demonstrate this to the commander. He wishes to demonstrate this capacity of his that's extraordinary. It says, el muchacho oía en silencio y con miedo. The young man Santiago was listening in silence and with fear. ¿Qué hace un extranjero en una tierra extraña? Dijo otro hombre. Another man says, what is a um, stranger doing in a foreign terrain? Ha traído dinero para ofrecer a vuestro clan, respondió el alquimista. He's brought in you money, and he's offering it to you, to this clan, responded the alchemist. Antes de que el muchacho dijese alguna palabra, before the young man Santiago could even say a word. Y cogiendo la bolsa del muchacho, entregó las monedas de oro al general. And he took the bag from Santiago and he threw it, or he didn't throw it, he just gave it to the general. And the bag was all of Santiago's money that was full of gold. El árabe aceptó en silencio. The Arab accepted it in silence. Daba para comprar muchas armas. It was so that they could buy a lot of firearms. ¿Qué es un alquimista? What is an alchemist? Preguntó finalmente. This is the tribe commander asking, what is an alchemist? And the alchemist responds, un hombre que conoce la naturaleza y el mundo. It's a man who understands nature and the world. Si él quisiera, destruía este campamento solo con la fuerza del viento. If he wills, he could destroy, or he would destroy this entire encampment only with the force of the wind. Los hombres rieron. The men started to laugh. Estaban acostumbrados a la fuerza de la guerra. They were so accustomed to the force of war. Y el viento no detiene un golpe mortal, and the wind doesn't stop a fatal blow. Sin embargo, dentro del pecho de cada uno de ellos, sus corazones se angustiaron. However, inside the chest of each of those men, their hearts were full of anguish and frustration. Eran hombres del desierto y tenían miedo de los hechiceros. They were men of the desert, and they had fear of doers. Quiero ver, dijo el general. I want to see, said the general. Necesitamos 3 días, respondió el alquimista. We need 3 days, responded the alchemist. Y él se transformará en viento, and then he'll transform himself into wind. Solo para mostrar la fuerza de su poder, only to demonstrate the force of his power. Si no lo consigue, nosotros os ofrecemos humildemente nuestras vidas para honrar de vuestro clan. If he doesn't reach this, or he doesn't do this, or he doesn't attain it, we will offer humbly our lives to honor your clan. And then the general arrogantly responds to him, no puede ofrecerme lo que ya es mío. Dijo arrogantemente el general. He's like, you can't offer me what's already mine. The general said very arrogantly. Pero concedió los 3 días a los viajeros, but granted 3 days to the travelers. So that right there is Spanish and English for the Moorish Alchemist, part 67. Santiago and the alchemist find themselves in a situation where they're being taken in hostage by a sea of tribesmen, Arabs, Bedouins, Berbers, Amazighs, Moors, Muslims, warriors, whatever you want to call it, but they're all wearing blue and they have black head wraps, black turbans, and they're all pretty fierce. And it says here, sus corazones se angustiaron. So it's like they had like hard hearts. There was like always ready for war, and their hearts were full of pain and anguish. And the alchemist in this situation seems to be somebody who betrays Santiago in this particular instance. But my assumption is that Santiago, my assumption is that the alchemist knows that there's a sandstorm that's about to approach, and he's claiming that Santiago can make a sandstorm happen that's so strong that they could wipe away everybody in that particular region. So the alchemist pretty much took Santiago, all of Santiago's money, and gave it to this tribe so that they could get an extended 3 days of life before this tribe decides to off them, because the general already arrogantly admitted that their lives were already, his. And when the commander asks the alchemist himself, like, what is an alchemist? The alchemist responds, he says, it's a man that knows nature and the world. And yeah, I thought that was really powerful, because that's essentially what a lot of artists, people who find a lot of inspiration, they usually draw, especially like Renaissance era peoples, and a lot of artists would draw from nature's grandeur and create art in itself. So I thought that was pretty amazing, and it's kind of true to be able to alchemize or transcend, right? Transcendence is a really good word you guys could look up. It's a good vocabulary word. It's coming out of the book called Artists in Times of War by Howard Zinn. So I highly recommend that read. Really, really good read. Transcendence is so important. Being able to alchemize and transform one form of existence into another, aside from the conventional um, metal to gold. So yeah, that's Spanish and English for the Moorish Alchemist C7. I'm your boy Marcoelboriken, the Moor of Light. This is Paulo Coelho's El Alquimista, the Alchemist, South American author. Got the sun in the front, and you got the crescent moon in the back. And the back of the book says, La única obligación de una persona es cumplir su destino. The only obligation of a person is to complete their destiny. Ask yourself, what is your destiny?